Lights out, we're underway. Motorsport Republica podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, episode 140 of the Motorsport Republica podcast. Big double header tonight, James Shaw.
Big double header. It's been a big weekend of racing.
Big weekend of racing. It was, yeah.
And a lot of huge outcomes from it as well that greatly affect the Australian audience of Marc Marquez.
Yeah, I was sitting there last night, bitterly disappointed to see Marquez. It's not the fact that, you know, it's good to see other winners and it's good to see, I mean, obviously someone on in a debut season win, but just the fact that this guy has had such an incredible comeback, which we've spoken about countless of times, and we're not going to be able to be there to cheer him on in a couple of weeks' time. Phillip Island, from all reports, I don't see him coming down under for no real reason.
Nah,
you know? Like it's one of the hardest tracks on the calendar, slipperiest tracks, cold tracks. You know, he's going to be carrying a broken bone on that, you know, collarbone on that right arm where he's had all that trouble. I mean, why would he?
Nah, why would you? Like, and it sucks. And like, how annoyed were we when like we're messaging each other, watching it? And it's just like, oh, it's just so frustrating. But like, what do you do? Like, there's no. If he was fighting for a world title, okay, like he would be there. Like Lorenzo broke his collarbone and was there the same weekend. We all know that, but there's literally no point. Like I only really see him now at Valencia. You race at Valencia and then just do the tests.
Yeah,
because like why risk it?
Portimao, such a challenging track as well.
Doesn't matter. They've wrapped everything up. Have they wrapped up the constructors? They have, haven't they?
I mean, he's only one man band, isn't he?
Well, if he's not racing, Pecco Bagnaia isn't going to do it. You know, and that's a whole other kettle of fish.
I think who's going to fill in? It would be Piero. What's his name? What's his name?
Piero Taramassi. Michele Piero.
Piero.
I don't know if they can.
Yeah, we'll wait and see, I suppose.
Yeah, so like, I know it's very annoying and it's frustrating for a lot of the fans watching. Maybe not the VR46 fans, but. It's just unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's racing.
The devil on my shoulder would say to you, this would have been amazing if it happened 4 races ago. You know, would have broke the championship open and extended it to the end of the year. But
it would have been so unfair for him.
So unfair. He's dominated. He is the world champion, and there's no arguments about it. Absolutely no arguments about it.
The difference between Marc Marquez and Jorge Martin is that when Marc Marquez breaks his collarbone and hurts himself once he's won the title, not at the start of the season and out for the year.
Yeah. And again.
And out again, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
Yeah, for me, it's it's just disappointing. We're going to be we've said this but we're going to be traveling down to the island, which we do every year, and then to Malaysia for the first time. And the Malaysian fans, as passionate motorcycle fans, passionate Marquez fans, we saw that a lot in Asia when we went to Thailand at the start of the year.
And Southeast Asia, like all of like Indonesia and Southeast.
Yeah, they
Asia,
love him.
Yeah.
They love him, and for them as well as an organisation and an event. I mean, it's gonna affect crowd numbers. I've spoken to people today, and they're like, you know, we might head down, but there's no Marquez there. So
yeah, let's see. I want to unpack that a bit more later on, but 100%.
Yeah, I'll get into results because it was a wild race. But before I get into the results, James Shaw, talk about Motor Heaven.
Motorheaven.com.au. Shout out to them. You obviously will be, a lot of our listeners will be heading down to the Grand Prix as well. So they've got like a user guide as well and ride guide on what to spend your money on if you need anything new to ride down, because everyone will be starting their trips pretty soon. So head to motorheaven.com.au and you can grab everything that you need.
That's great. Yeah. And then obviously, guys, we've been loving everyone's input on Instagram, and please, if you watch on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel because it helps us a lot. And we're going to do a bit of a pre-weekend show next week. So we'll talk about Phillip Island and what sort of our plans are and where we'll be along the weekend. So we'll touch on that next week, and we'll talk about all those sort of things. That episode will be out Tuesday, and then we're heading down on Wednesday. So it's a bloody big couple of weeks for us. We're super excited.
Yep. Super excited, and Patreon is kicking off as well. So thanks to everyone subscribing to our Patreon for our Republica extra chats. It's been a lot of. It's always fun doing that.
Extra chats, bit X-rated, you know, stuff. Some of the stuff we can't say on here. So if you like that sort of thing, please subscribe. It's $12 Aussie a month. You know, it's $3 a week and helps us a lot. So
yeah, exactly. Quit smoking, and then you got your Patreon for free.
One pint of beer, James, at the pub. one less pint of beer for Sepsi. All right, and then be on the Patreon a month. So we really appreciate that.
It's like 1/15 of a bag for all you listeners.
Yeah, Gucci bag. All right, so in first position, shockingly, Aldegar. I mean, amazing, wasn't it?
No one called it.
Fermin, amazing.
Oh, and that's awesome. Good on him.
Pedro Acosta second, Alex Marquez third, all Spanish podium. The Italians tried, but they did not succeed in the end. Brad Binder fourth, which was
Who would have picked that as well?
Luca Marini fifth. Raul Fernandez sixth. I mean, Luca Marini and Fernandez, they should have probably been on the podium if it wasn't for Fernandez ruining arguably both their races.
Yeah.
Quartararo seventh, Morbidelli eighth, Digia ninth, and Alex Rins 10th was up there. But
had pace all weekend.
Yeah, soft tyres. He just went for that gamble, which we know never works. And there was a lot of chat about tyres. I was talking to you about that before we started, and they had a choice of 6 compounds, which is the first time since 2023 Indonesia. So I don't know the actual. I know people listen to our pod to maybe get a little bit of the insights, but we believe that it was 2 sets of softs, and then there's in the medium some hard options. So and then obviously asymmetric, B-symmetric. I don't know how it all works, James, but threw a bit of a pigeon in the hat, as they say.
Well, what do you think of Mandalika? Because I'm not sold on that race, and I wasn't sold on it last year, and we've had a lot of conflicting hot takes and conflicting comments. Like, some people love it because it's kind of provided good racing or a weird and wacky result, but then on the other hand, it's just been so many crashes, it's so slippery that I don't really understand if it's I don't know if it's great for MotoGP, or if the track is just rub it in enough, or if it's just too hot. What do you think?
Look, I think every pass on that circuit, you have to make a massive risk, which I think is not a good thing for MotoGP. That braking, I think in turn 10 it was, that hard. There's only really 2 hard braking places on the track. And you really have to stick it up the inside. And where Marquez knocked Rins off in the sprint, that corner there, you have to just buckle up the inside and then run an out block pass to get it past anyone, lose 2 or 3 seconds. I mean, for me, it's not racing. You can't really pass through the fast corners, as Bezzecchi knows. I'm not a huge fan of the track, and for me, it doesn't produce good racing at all. But then, you listen to the Matt Oxley, journalist of MotoGP, loves the circuit, one of the best circuits on the calendar. And I'm like, every opportunity just doesn't feel like a MotoGP circuit, fast-flowing MotoGP circuit.
No, it's a weird one. You're right. But then you go back to talking about it's such a big risk to take for an overtake. But that's what Motegi is, and that's what we were saying last week. You got to block pass, and then you got to take 2 steps back to take 1 step forward.
And you keep talking about that that's not one of your favourite circuits because of that reason as well.
Yeah.
So I like the track. But again, for MotoGP racing, is it up there with one of the better circuits? No, it's not. They're both not. So we're going to the best circuit in 2 weeks' time for that.
Yeah, exactly right, which is all fast and flowing with only 1-2 heavy braking corners.
Yeah, and realistically, yes, there's still a risk anywhere on that track, but you can set people up after Stoner into Honda or Miller now.
Set people up turn 12 going into 1.
Yeah, Southern Loop, there's a passing opportunity up the inside. So look, there's plenty more passing opportunities. The bottom of MG for Lukey Heights as well. I mean, that's
the whole track.
The whole track just produces really, really good racing. And 2 riders, this is the difference as well, James. 2 riders can go full pace, pass each other throughout the lap and still do a good lap time.
Yeah.
Where those 2 circuits we've been to the last 2 weeks, you cannot do that.
No.
You're not passing people and then having a good lap.
And then that's where Fermin clears out.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Fermin's, obviously, his riding style is so different to the other 5 Ducatis. I mean, he seems to perform on tracks that others don't. And it was not a Ducati circuit. We saw that.
It's from FP1, it was not a Ducati circuit. And Marquez came out after Austria and said Fermin Aldegar is the best ride on a Ducati on used tyres and keeping those tyres as fresh as he can. Like, we know how good Mark is at it.
Yeah.
And keeping those tyres as fresh as they can for the end of the race. And like, they all obviously see the data. So, but we didn't see Fermin winning. But you know, for it's the most non-Ducati circuit, and a Ducati still wins with a rookie, like a 21-year-old rookie.
Yeah.
But you know, you got to give him all the credit because it was such tough conditions. It was so easy to throw it down the road, which so many riders did. And for him to go out and get his first win is, you know, and obviously Bez was going to be fast. We understand that, but you know, he was there and he just dominated the whole race. And it would have been hard just to concentrate and be out in front and manage that gap, but he definitely did it.
Yeah, and going back to bikes that suited that circuit. There's a reason why Bezzecchi ran up the arse of Marquez, because he had so much more corner speed through those fast right-hander. I mean, that Aprilia was just so fast in those fast corners. I mean, we know that Ducati is a braking, shoot out of the corner, monster. But these other teams are catching up in the corners, aren't they? I mean, those concessions for me is working amazingly. I mean, you got Honda up there. I mean, KTM up there. Arguably, 2 KTMs in the top 4. We didn't see that happening. Where obviously there's a few crashes to counteract that. But yeah, for me, it's going to be a good thing for next year. I mean, how exciting will it be next year? Bez should have won that race.
And what's awesome about it is, you can compare it to F1, where F1's at the end of their like rules and regs, and there's like almost like a clear team. Everyone's as far as they can, but it's all just tightening up again for the end of MotoGP's rules and regs. Like, they've nailed the concessions. As you said, Honda's now fast, KTM's fast, Aprilia's fast. Like, we know they're closing the gap dramatically to Ducati. Yeah, it's interesting. We'll talk about Formula One later on. After we talk about MotoGP guys as well, so hang on for that. It is exciting. I'm sitting there though all race, and I'm sure a lot of people were going, "Oh my God, is Marquez broken his collarbone? Oh my God, he's not going to be the Phillip. Did I enjoy the race? No, I didn't enjoy the race. People are angry. Bez's move. People are angry. How over the top it was. Does he deserve a race ban, James Shaw? Nah, he doesn't deserve a race ban, Danby. I got like 3 messages off Mark Danby about that. No, he doesn't deserve a race ban. Like, look, Marquez has done the same move, and I don't know if you saw his post, but he basically said that.
Racing's racing, which was very, very big of Marquez to come out post in Sling interviewed to say racing is racing. I mean, that was pretty incredible for me. But I don't think that would have been the shoe was on the other foot.
No, definitely not. But, Marquez in 2023 when Jorge Martin punted Mark and sent him to the moon in Valencia, said the same thing. He's like, look, I would have done the same thing, no hard feelings. And, Mark can't really say anything because he's done it that many times. And he understands, and that's why he's so smart and clever about that. But the move from Bez, going back to the actual incident, wasn't on. Clearly wasn't on, and Bez had the pace to win the race. So, unfortunately, it just hurt himself, hurt Aprilia.
Yeah, I mean, there was not one pass through that corner, I think, in any of the categories all weekend.
It was dumb. And you're not going to do it on Mark.
I know.
He's the last person you're going to do it on.
And this is what frustrated the hell out of me. He had the pace. He was in the same position in the sprint and came back and won. So, he had double the amount of laps.
Yeah.
Marquez was not the Marquez in that track.
No.
He would have passed him clearly, got up, and then it would have opened up for him, and then he would have won that race. I'm not saying easily, because Aldeguer had an amazing, got out 9 seconds in front at one point. I mean, incredible. But, yeah, just dumb move. And we'll talk about this more in detail and depth on the Patreon, because we've got a couple of very angry letters from fans that we want to talk about. So, for me, not a race ban. I want to see Bez at Phillip Island as well. So
imagine that.
I know. I want to see Bez at Phillip Island, but I think double long lap.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, it's hard for me. Like, and the anger's coming from, and not just Dammy, but a few other people. The anger is coming from when is this going to stop from these guys? I mean, Morbidelli's had countless innocents.
It's never going to stop.
And we still want the aggression, but. If Marquez crashed and hurt that shoulder bad again and that was it, I mean,
I know, but it's never going to stop. We don't want it to stop. Like, these have got hot-blooded guys in the heat of battle. Yeah. Like, it is what it is. And it's unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. It's such a shit place to crash. There is a lip in that gravel while Mir was talking about, and which can cause you to barrel roll. And then, obviously, he got thrown through a sand trap, and that's obviously where he hurt his shoulder. I think the bike hit him as well.
Sand traps don't seem bloody...
Well, he said they should have just concreted it.
Well, I just think, that happens everywhere in the world. I mean, there's more like asphalt runoff now than there ever has been. But yeah, he would have slid on his leathers on the asphalt. Maybe if it was sand at the end to stop him going into the fence, maybe. But yeah, for me, I mean, it would have been a lot easier if it was asphalt.
I know, but it would be hot sliding along.
Yeah.
Asphalt. But like Wayne Rainey, that's how he broke his back, was because they had
the F1, didn't they?
The F1 sand trap, which was wavy to stop the cars.
They used to have that, and the wavy sand traps, which was fucking ridiculous as well. So,
and crazy that F1 went to San Marino.
Yeah, true.
That would be like a 45-second lap now.
Yeah, which way were they going?
Probably the back way. Probably, the other way. But yeah, it's just, look, the move was not on, but again, that's racing. You don't want to...
Yeah, and Bezzy put himself in that position twice with that bad start.
Yeah,
I mean, you're starting pole, you're 4 tenths ahead of the the pack, and you go back to 8th in both the sprint and the main race. It's just you can't do it in MotoGP. MotoGP is more of a qualifying formula than it's ever been in its history right now. I mean, it's so hard to pass. So for me, it was, he needs to nail those starts. I mean, that's the first thing. He shouldn't have been back there.
Yeah, but they're struggling with their starting device, and it really one lap pace. I know Bez has done well, but their one lap pace and their starting device isn't as good as Hondas or Ducatis or KTM's at the moment.
Yeah,
and that's the issue.
Yeah,
Honda back.
Yeah,
fast
again, and the bike's fast, like fast out of corners, fast, like top speed fast. I was like, it's incredible, and there's a missed opportunity for them in the main race. I mean, as I said before, with Marini, I mean, far out. It could have been a podium for him.
Where'd Marini end up?
They were 5th and 6th, Marini and Raul Fernandez. Raul Fernandez went for a haymaker move sort of halfway through the race, knocked them both to the back of that, and he was just on his back foot from there.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he? But they've got some serious pace, and it's so good to see. And it's good to see them quick in both races, and it's good to see Juan Mir get a podium the week before, and then Marini being fast and competitive in the next race.
For me, it's the most exciting part of the last few weekends is Honda's, and then Yamaha. I mean, it's going two different directions at the moment.
I know Yamaha is just really it's never been so evident in MotoGP for me watching the gap either decrease or increase. Yeah, and Yamaha, unfortunately, it's just they cannot keep up or catch up.
Just crawling over the line, crawling over the line for this
poor
year.
Fabio Quartararo, one of the most talented riders on that grid, and just has no pace on that bike. And no, he I think, what did he say? I wrote this down. He came out after the race and said, "Nothing learned, nothing gained in Indonesia." Just a nothing weekend.
He's coming out in the media and really putting his foot in Yamaha's mouth, isn't he? Like, he's really going harder and harder and harder. Is it going to get him anywhere? Only time's going to tell. But these concessions, as I said before, James, how good is this work for MotoGP? I mean, if Marquez and Bagnaia were able to test this 25 bike more last year, we would have had a whole different year. Not really for Marquez, but maybe different for Bagnaia. But we're seeing in the second half of the year, I mean, these manufacturers are faster. They're fast. Yeah. Like, the Aprilia is, arguably the fastest bike at the moment.
The progress out of KTM from the start of the year and the progress out of Honda from the start of the year. It's just chalk and cheese. It's exciting.
And how they've done that MotoGP, it's kudos because it's worked perfectly for the category. And it's just a perfect thing to have. If you finish last or second last, you do as many tests as you possibly want. I mean, Yamaha aren't taking the bull by the horns as they should be, but Honda sure are.
Honda definitely are. And look, Honda have always thrown the kitchen sink at it. Like, that's their pedigree, is racing, where Yamaha have always just been so much more, what's the word? Like, just not
conservative.
Conservative. That's the word I'm looking for. Like, they just never have been. Like, they were awesome in the Rossi days, but like they've also fallen off, and I just can't. I don't know. Like, it's like the V4 is a perfect analogy. How long it took them just to organise that.
And then they fucked the homologation of the aero up, so they can't test the fucking thing. I mean, they can't race the thing, I should say.
I know.
Oh,
it's a shame, but it's good for all the other manufacturers, and hopefully they can catch up. But it's talking to other manufacturers, Pedro Acosta on that KTM is outriding that bike like nothing else. It's annoying because he still crashes, but people still forget he's only, not even 2 years into his career. But I'll just love to see what he could do on a Ducati. It'd be pretty scary, I reckon.
Oh yeah, it's it's just so exciting. For me, he's like the shining light at the moment for KTM because Vinales is, I don't know, he's pulled out. He didn't race, did he? He didn't race
shoulders
the rest of the weekend.
Shoulder arms like fucked.
Bastianini's so inconsistent, and then Brad Binder's been nowhere. Pops up 4th place, but shining light. You got to do everything to hang on to him. I mean, a part of me says, yes, it'd be great to see him on Ducati, but part of me goes, I really want the KTM just to build a bike around him.
Well, it's like MotoGP needs it more if he's on a KTM.
100%, yeah. And like, you're going to have, you'll have Martin back on the Aprilia. You can have the young gun Acosta on the KTM. You'll have Marquez, the old foe now on the Ducati. I mean, next year is just boxed office stuff.
Yeah, like everyone's either got like a world champion or a very, very, very talented rider on their bike. Quartararo on Yamaha, even though Yamaha is basically a Pee-wee 50.
But it's a bit like they're all coming from all directions.
Yeah. Tommy, MotoGP is just around the corner. Are you excited?
I just said to you, mate, the next 2 weeks are a special 2 weeks leading up to the greatest event in the calendar.
It is the greatest event. And you're going to need all your essentials at the greatest event. And motoheaven.com.au has that. All your helmets, Shoei, AGV, Arai. You've got your jackets like Dry Rider, Alpine Stars, Darn Easy.
Dry Rider might be a great decision.
Yeah, I think it's going to be wet. It's going to be hot. It's going to be cold. It's going to be icy. It's going to be windy. But you can grab all your essential needs at motoheaven.com.au. Check them out. Check out all their socials as well. They're doing good stuff there. But head to motoheaven.com.au. You'll grab everything you need for MotoGP this year.
Beautiful.
Love it.
James, we've got to talk about the elephant in the room.
I know. I can't believe I haven't mentioned this yet.
Pecco Bagnaia.
It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay. I was thinking about this today. Have you ever, in your MotoGP watching career,
it's a big career.
Have you ever seen someone go pole position race win, okay? Pole position race win to last in the sprint race. And I'm going to say in the main race, last, but just let the bike go. I mean, would that be a fair enough statement, letting the bike go in the last corner?
The commentators basically said that. It almost gave up. And not last by 4 seconds behind Chantra.
Yeah.
Which just says something on a Honda.
I don't know what's going on, because you can't say, we've been saying for months and months and months, it's the bike. Now he comes back and Motegi and dominates the weekend, and then he goes to the next week, fucking 7 days later, and is like, did he give up? Like, he just didn't have the pace right away and go, this is going to be one of the same weekends I've had.
He was slow out of the box in FP1, where in Motegi he was fast. Quick.
Yeah.
And I know with where he's found a lot more stability and speed in riding is when he's had the big brake discs on, those heavy braking tracks, and when he's trail braking into like faster flowy corners, he's got nothing. He's got no feeling on that bike. So I can't think of anyone, going back to your question, that's done this at all. Like, I really, really can't think of anyone where it's gone that hot and cold. Like, it makes zero sense to me.
And not only, like, there would have been instances back probably 2 years ago, Bezzecchi may have had a race win and then finished 15th in the race after. But for me,
he's not a world champion.
This guy is a two-time world champion, two-time runner-up in the last 4 years. And he's finishing last in the sprint.
Yeah.
Obviously the Ducatis didn't have the pace.
But he was like 3 seconds a lap off the pace.
Yeah. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. And for me, like, even practice 2, it was just ridiculous. He just fell off the bike, and just, there was nothing there. I mean, I just don't understand. I really don't.
I've heard rumors of Fermin to factory Ducati.
Yep.
Digia to Grassini and Pecco to VR46.
Yeah. Yeah, there is some rumours swirling. I've heard also rumours that his contract with Ducati is very severely, quite a small base wage, but big bonuses for wins. And this is where his frustration must be coming from, because he's had, 2 wins this year. Yeah. Probably taken a massive pay cut. So it's all about money at the end of the day. As we talk about, he's 2-time world champion, but still the coin is the magic butter. So for me, it's no one ever thinks about that, but that really caught my eye and ear when I'm thinking, geez, yeah, he's gone from winning 10, 11 races last year, X amount of dollars, to winning 2.
Yeah,
big pay difference.
Yeah,
if it is like that.
And there's more talk about how there could be tension in the team with Ducati, Tardozzi, GG.
Yeah,
they're now definitely tailoring everything way more towards Mark.
And why wouldn't you?
I know.
And they probably pay Pecco more money than Mark. That's the other thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mark wouldn't have. If you have the best bike of the grid, you're not paying someone all this money to come to your bike. They want to come to you. So, that's the thing. I mean, as I said all along, and we said this 2 or 3 weeks ago, why would you go, I'm going to pay Pecco $20 million a year when I can get Fermin for $3 and he's performing better?
Yeah, well, that's it.
You know?
Like, so...
And you have the old dog with the young calf, you know what I'm saying?
And their mates. Two Spanish people on a Ducati is a bit weird, but like the rumors are now starting to swell, and who knows if anything's going to happen, but it must be very, very tense and frustrating in that side of the box. Like, and now he's got to lift the weight of Lenovo Ducati because Mark's not there.
Use the full name of the team. I like that, James. That's good. The full name.
That's autism for you.
Is it going to be Red Bull Ducati next year, James?
Bro, you literally just pulled the question out of my mouth.
Wow.
So that's the question I want to know. So Monster Energy's and someone might know this because I don't know this, but Monster Energy's sponsorship deal is up at the end of this year for factory Ducati. Now, is Red Bull going to just throw a disgusting amount of money so they can get Mark back on board? Because he can't run a Red Bull helmet with Monster Energy Ducati bike like Pecco. Obviously, Pecco's got Monster, so like he runs Australia Galicia, whatever it is, on his helmet. But it would just be interesting to see because there was talks about that of Red Bull coming into Ducati at the end of 2025 or start of 2026 to get
exciting.
Mark's signature again.
It would be exciting. It's two of the biggest brands of each sport coming together. Not sport, but two massive brands coming together. Wouldn't it be amazing?
Yeah, it'd be huge. Like, even if it's just a smaller sponsor, like how Monster is, because it's Lenovo Ducati, it might not be Red Bull Ducati, but, you know, Red Bull's missing out on the whole Marquez train at the moment. He's as popular as ever, just dominated the championship, won a world title, and their logo's not on it. No?
Yeah, and he's sitting there. He's standing there on the podium last week with his Australia Galicia can.
Yeah,
not a Red Bull can.
Yeah,
obviously not a Monster can. So
they'll be loving it.
Yeah, I mean it's good for them, but yeah, it should. He's a Red Bull athlete at the end of the day. So
yeah. So is there what's the future for Bags in your eyes?
Yeah, I mean I call this. I'm not going to say I call this, but I don't see him staying at factory Ducati. I said this months ago because for me, this guy would have a massive ego, and why. I don't see him going to VR46. I see him going to a different manufacturer because why would you just keep flogging the horse, with the same bikes? You go to a different manufacturer. You go to Aprilia. You go to Yamaha. You get on a different machine and you hope and pray that in the new regs come around that this bike's fast and you beat Marquez. Because the only way you're beating Marquez is on different machinery. You're not beating him on a Ducati.
No, I don't think so. But he's Mr. VR46. Like, why wouldn't he go to a VR40? Like, I understand the pride of a factory. I'm just trying to think of it on both angles. Like,
well, the problem is, will he have a 24 bike next year? Sorry,
25. He would have his other bike, which wouldn't work either.
No, it's not going to work.
Like, you're not going to want that. You at least want to try the 26.
Yeah. Well, the 20. Yeah, who knows what the 26 even is? So the thing is, the rumor again in the paddock today that I heard was that there's a lot of teams that actually think that Pecco ran a 24 full spec bike last week
in Motegi,
and which is not allowed. You're not allowed to run the 24 engine. You have to run a 25 engine. You can't go back.
Yeah.
You can go to aero. You can change that, but you cannot go on a 24 engine. A lot of people think that is a bloody...
But surely some technical guru would be like, that's a 24.
Well, and then have they gone, this doesn't seem right, and then gone back to 25, and this is what's happened when he's finishing last 3 seconds behind Chantra lap, you know?
Imagine that. Imagine if that was the case.
Well, I mean...
Because he rode the 24, the Misano test, which we all know,
yes.
And then they tried to get settings and base setups from that.
Talk about flogging a dead horse. But didn't I say this, James, 7 days ago? Because we were both saying, he's not back. He's not back.
Well, we weren't convinced.
And in 7 days' time, we'll be sitting here either going, wow, he's back, or...
Yeah.
But we did not see him finishing last. Dead, stinking last.
No, and like for his worst race weekend of the year.
Yeah, best to worst in a matter of fucking 7 days.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't, it's just not, it's not real.
And it's basically the same thing happened with Mark, best and worst.
Yeah.
Won a title and then broke his collarbone.
Yeah.
But it just makes zero sense, any of that situation. I've never seen anything like it. I don't know if we're ever going to see anything like that again, but I don't get it. I really don't get it, and I don't know where he goes from here. Yeah, because you're right. If he goes to VR46... You're not going anywhere. At least if you go to Honda or Yamaha or KTM or someone.
Aprilia would be perfect. perfect. But we'll see what happens with Jorge.
I reckon it's just tense in factory Lenovo Ducati right now. I think it's very tense.
Talk about VR46. They've got to be close to Fraud Watch, don't they?
I should have put them on that.
Fuck, that would just... I mean, how you've got a pack of 10 riders and you're at the back of the back, And
that was good having a pack of 10 riders racing.
Good.
So that was good for the race.
It was good.
There wasn't too much passing. Raul Fernandez kind of skittled everyone. But with going back to the VR46 boys, like they're just... Okay, the GP25 maybe is not the most rideable, but... Frankie Morbidelli's on a GP24, which is still supposed to be the best bike on the grid. And you've got to compare him to Alex Marquez and Fermin. And he hasn't showed the speed.
And he was great. It was great there last year. Finished third, I think, from memory in 2024 Indonesia. So, yeah, I mean, he has good form there. And
he started off with pace at the start of the year as well, Frankie. He's kind of just steadily dropped off.
He has. He was like not my dark horse, but my dark horse for maybe a top 4 for championship. And he's just dwindled away into to nothing, really.
And Digi's never really had a proper crack at it.
But yeah, I mean, it's funny, isn't it? This Ducati is just a funny motorcycle. Not even looking at, 24, 25, forget that. But for me, I mean, it's so finicky with the setup. And then you got Fermin winning by 9 seconds. I mean...
So you've got 3 Spanish and 3 Italians. And only Spanish can ride that Italian motorcycle. Make that make sense.
it's
No one said that yet.
No, that's a great point. I didn't actually realise that it's 3 and 3, isn't it?
Yeah. I just literally just thought of it then.
Yeah. It's a real...
And they've all those Spanish guys have all won a race.
It feels like a real rat pack at the moment between these two countries. Like, it really does feel like it's Spain versus Italy. But then you got sort of a Costa in the middle. He's a bit like Switzerland. He likes both sides.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
But it's a real interesting...
Don't forget Thailand of Chantra, bruh. Come on, man.
Yeah.
That's rude. You got points 2 weekends in a row. Give me
What do you mean rude? You said see you later, didn't you, when you posted about it?
I said next move on.
Not even a comment, just next move on.
He's going World Superbikes, your favourite. With Jake Dixon.
Oh, God. He's paying for his ride, surely. Oh, no, his sponsor probably is. Shout out to Frankie Carcetti as well. That guy has won with 6 different riders in like 3 different manufacturers or something crazy. So he's won with Bastianini on the Gresini, Marc Marquez, Aldeguer. I think he was at Suzuki with Mir, with him winning maybe. Like, title, incredible. Incredible what he's...
Is he Kiwi? I'm pretty sure he's Kiwi.
Frankie Carcetti?
Yeah.
They do interview someone who's Kiwi.
Nah, it's the KTM guy.
Yeah, but surely Frankie Carcetti's not Kiwi, James.
I could be so wrong.
Surely he's Italian.
No.
Frankie Carcetti's like
so
Valentino
wrong.
Peroni, the most Italian.
We got to find this out now.
Argentinian. Well, we haven't got Curtis tonight. He's got a big furry concert in the Hammer Hall, so he's not in tonight, unfortunately. Big convention.
Yeah, he does.
He's got his tail and shit going. And
if you see a pink suit.
yeah.
Oh, it's too hard to find out. I need Curdy. I typed in Frankie Carcetti, Gresini, Ducati, nationality, and nothing's coming up. Yeah. Anyway, someone will be yelling at us right now. Yeah, but... Bro, Binder 4th. What does that mean?
Well, I think it sort of fell into his lap to a certain extent. He got out in the front, all that sort of front pack at the right time and sort of stayed there, didn't he? I mean, there was a couple of shocking, shocking results at the end of the day, wasn't there? So,
what's this mean for the future? I think he's got next year contracted.
I wouldn't read into it too much. I don't think it's changed our opinion of him this year, has it?
Well, it obviously takes more than one race because we weren't sold on.
Rins was going to get a podium if it wasn't for them going the wrong tyre choice or the race being probably half as long. So for me, it's I don't read into the race at all. Like I didn't read into Motegi with Bags.
But you kind of can't read into Phillip Island either.
Yeah, well, all these races are. They're all like we get back to Portimao and then we'll be back to the normal. It happens every year.
It does.
It happens every year where these shock results happen. It happens at the start of the year to Qatar, and then we have some random person winning or qualifying on a pole, and then it's just all the other races in between. So.
If you can give me a Tom Shavy like crystal ball moment at the end of 2026, where is Brad Binder going?
He'll be a KTM test rider.
Fucking rough.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see him going into full Superbikes.
Why not?
I don't know. I think his brother had the opportunity as well and he didn't go. So maybe he has that same thought.
But his brother just kind of went down to Moto 2.
Yeah, but I'm sure he would have had a chance of going to Superbikes. He's just stayed to stay in the paddock.
I reckon Brad Binder is destined for Moto 2, unfortunately. World Superbikes. I was thinking of Darren Binder.
Imagine that.
Look at your face just
Oh
said.
my God, I was like,
Shook.
this is talk about a crystal ball moment.
Yeah, destined for World Superbikes.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
On a Honda. Maybe on a Ducati. That'd be good, actually, on a V4.
Has a South African ever been... Has there ever been a South African world champion in any of the categories?
I don't think there's been a South African world champion in anything. Sorry, South
maybe
African
rugby.
listeners.
Maybe
rugby. Nelson Mandela.
You got anything more for MotoGP, James?
No, that's about it. Except for just Marquez and where he's going to go. Like, what's going to happen with him? I'm just annoyed about the whole situation.
Yeah, it's super annoying, and we'll find out in the next coming days. We'll probably find out during this podcast of what's really happened.
Well, he flies straight to Madrid.
Yeah. I'm sure there's not a fucking direct flight from Lombok to Madrid, but he's probably going to go into Barcelona first, the poor bastard. And
there's already a lot of Reddit threads of, get this, you'll like this. There's already a lot of Reddit threads about how Valentino Rossi has paid Marco Bezzecchi off to take out Marc Marquez. Don't know why you would do it after he won the title, but...
How many hot takes we had about that?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hot takes. Few sent in by Sepsi at 3 a.m.
Yeah. That's early for him.
But that's all I got for MotoGP, my friends. I'm just a bit annoyed with Mandalika. I'm not a fan of it.
No, we're very much a traditionale track person. I like Thailand.
I like Argentina.
Yeah. So I think like you got to trust your gut.
I just don't think the conditions are good for Mandalika. It's a beautiful circuit,
and realistically, the crowd was shit. I mean, there was no one there on Friday.
Bro, I
no
know
one. I'm looking at the main grandstand. I'm spotting like a couple of people. They turned out for the race. I think the countries that probably you got to travel there, and then accommodation would be quite expensive. I think a lot of them would just come for the Sunday, you'd assume. But
I guess so. But
longevity for a racetrack, that doesn't work like that. You need to fill the joint whole 3 days. You know?
3 days, because you gotta make sure the town's looked after, like cows for Phillip Islands. But and it was the hottest conditions. Remember how hot it was in Thailand? It was the hottest conditions of the year there.
Yeah.
It must have been stinking.
60-degree track temp. You could fry an egg on that fucking bastard. And you're talking about gravel instead of for
like
sliding. It would burn through your leathers in seconds.
And gloves.
Yeah,
like it's just. I don't know. Maybe they probably have to go at that time of year because it's dry season. Otherwise, we'd just be pissing down rain.
Yeah,
but it just doesn't work for me. But again, a lot of people like it, but I think it's just too hot. I think it makes it too slippery.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different the better racetracks you could go to.
But we talk about it. Southeast Asian market. It's huge. But with Indonesia, again, it's a lower socioeconomic, country.
Yeah.
So it's harder to get tickets. And it used to be kind of with Thailand as well. Obviously, they had the third most amount of people. But we were kind of talking about that on Friday night. And I think they fudged the numbers of Thailand.
Yeah, so Thailand had the third most attended Grand Prix this year. And we were there. And then you compare it to like Jerez. And they're like everywhere along the side of the track. We're sitting in not the main grandstand, but the side grandstand, and there might have been 10,000 people in that whole grandstand. Would you say? And then
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
And then 10,000 in the other one, but the main grandstand may have held 20, but like they had 250,000. So,
well, we think they count the numbers on the Saturday night for the big festival
that we snuck into with our media passes because we intimidated the poor guy because we needed to buy tickets for it, didn't we?
Well, yeah, we had to buy tickets for him, and we kind of just shook their hand, and then you kissed him on the forehead, and then we just walked straight.
And I just said thank you, and then held the pass and said thank you, and then pretty much we were like, yeah, okay. The Southeast Asian, Thai, Indonesian people, they're so kind, they're so sweet, and. Yeah, unfortunately.
He was cool, though.
Unfortunately, us Westerners take advantage of that sometimes, but...
We'll talk more about it in the Patreon, maybe.
Yeah. All right, Moto 2, some controversy. I've actually got old results here, so I am
Can you hurry
running
up,
a little
please?
bit wide. No, it's just because Manu Gonzalez got disqualified. If everyone doesn't know that,
yeah.
So Diego Moreira's first. Manu Gonzalez finished second. I mean, if you don't know, he's got fully disqualified from the race for a technical issue.
Yeah.
So Izan Guevara second, Aaron Canet third. Got the trophy at the airport on the way out.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yep. Barry Baltas fourth, Albert Arenas fifth, Joe Roberts sixth, Ivan Ortola seventh, Colin Vire eighth. After a shit start, so one on Colin. Jake Dixon ninth, and Adrian Huertas rounding out the top.
Oh,
10.
did he get 10th?
Well, he got 11th, but I had to.
Yeah, well, still 10th.
You know what I'm saying?
Free sport rider. Good on him.
Yeah, so FIM stewards have since disqualified Gonzalez from the results after the bike was found to have a non-homologated electronic software.
How do you fuck that up?
Yeah, well, we're good friends with the Intact GP crew down there, and they're a very professional organisation.
Yeah, they are.
And I'm
really
sure it was
are.
a mistake.
Obviously.
Put the wrong USB stick into the ECU, obviously.
But the computer loaded the wrong document in.
Yeah.
Curdy loaded in the fairy file and not the Indonesian file.
And I mean, Manu come out today and he's like, well, it didn't give us any advantage at all. I mean, I think a whole disqualification's fucking tough. And the championship's gone from 29 points to 9.
I know.
You know?
What? Yeah.
I mean, major difference. This is the make or break coming into these last 4 rounds.
But the lines aren't blurred with that rule.
Yeah.
It's either it's homologated or it's not.
Yeah, true. And there's no way grey area in motorsport. You have to be one or the other, and I don't understand that. But for me, it's wide open, the championship. How exciting. That is the one exciting championship going into the next 2, because we're obviously 2 of the championships are wrapped up.
Yeah.
So for us, it's a good thing. We're good friends with Manu, and been following him through his younger days as well. Yeah. So and obviously Senna, his teammate as well. We're big fans of the team. But just to put in perspective as well how fast Manu is, James, he broke the lap record in FP2, and he was only 3/10 behind Chantra's FP1 time.
That's crazy.
So wild.
It is wild.
It is wild, and he's fast, very fast rider, and belongs in MotoGP. He's not going to have a chance next year, but 27. See if something opens up.
Yeah, well, that's right. And he's got new regs. It's a nice clean slate for a Moto2 rider to go into it. Yeah. But talking about Moto2 and MotoGP, Moto2 bikes now are faster, much faster than what the early days of the MotoGP bikes were, 4 strokes.
Yeah.
I think they're doing they're 10 seconds quicker or 20 or 30 seconds quicker around Mugello for a race time.
Yeah.
A Moto2 bike than what Rossi was doing on a Honda.
Yeah, it's fast.
It's crazy.
And they still jump on these MotoGP bikes and go, oh my God, I've never ridden anything like this, you know?
Yeah, they're just holding on for dear life, and the braking is next level again. But how is David Alonso high-siding himself to the moon as well?
Yeah, is he all right? Was any news about that? Yeah, he was sort of, again.
Bro, at that age, those kids just bounce.
Yeah, he's like, 40 kilos dripping wet as
and
well.
he landed on his head.
Yeah. Yeah, God, he's had some bloody big offs this year.
Massive offs. I was shattered for Danny Holgado, and I was kind of hoping he would win because he was our... in Moto2, there is always a rider that will just take the flyaways by the bull by the horns. Do you know what I mean? There's always that one rider Fermin's done it.
Yeah.
Alonso Lopez has done it, and I thought it was going to be Danny Holgado.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he crashed.
He did. Well, but in saying that, he could have been.
Yeah.
It really could have been. So, sorry, we just thought we were getting robbed at the studio here. So.
Yeah, that was the weirdest noises ever.
We're all good though. It's Danny Holgado. He's got to be red hot favourite for Phillip Island coming up. But there's always a crazy result, isn't there?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I know.
God,
Moto2 is your category.
Yeah, it is. I mean, James, you can go through the top 20 and there's just names. I mean, Tony Arbolino,
oh boy,
Alonso Lopez, Yumi Sasaki, Senna Aegis, Darren Binder, Waitas, Dixon. I mean, these names are just, there's some fucking quality riders in there. And, Marcus Ramirez, I mean, he had a great start of the year. He's done not much since. So he might be a little smoky.
Joe Roberts.
He's normally pretty good in Phillip Island. So Dixon's normally good in Phillip Island as well. So, yeah, it's exciting. We'll talk about more about this next week. So I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry, guys, as I always do.
You always do, mate. Moto3, do you have the results up? Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I do.
Fuck, he's quick with it. Jesus. He knows how to work Crash.net well.
Yeah. All right. Congratulations is in order, James
Yeah.
Shaw. Jose Antonio Rueda, the new Moto3 world champion for 2025. And talk about deserving.
Yeah.
Deserving.
Yeah.
Just the shining light in Moto3 this year.
9th win of the season.
Yeah, above
Ninth
the
win.
2 years in a row. We've had these young kids. Luca Lanetta, my boy, at the hotel.
Is he the one in the hotel?
Yeah, Luca. Yeah, my boy. Yeah.
Tell the story.
Oh, I was me and Joker Ralston were dancing on the dance floor, and Luca Lanetta came up to me and looked at me. He's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And I think Ralston said, "No, he's a good bloke." He's like, "Oh, hey, ciao, ragazzi."
And you're big bustling all over him.
Yeah, well, yeah, he was on my shoulders, I think. Guido Pini third. It was a bit of a fast at the end of that race, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because we didn't know who was winning and who wasn't.
Why did they red flag that? Was it the crash?
Yeah, the crash. Yeah. Munoz was off and they medical attention.
Yeah.
Again, we don't know his condition. Quiles fourth. Congrats, Jacob. Fifth. That's a great result. He doesn't have a ride for next year, so we're hoping that he can snag something. Adrian Fernandez sixth. Angel Piqueras seventh. Yamanaka 8th, Nepart 9th, and Kelso 10th. The thing with Jacob, it's so hard in Moto3 because if you go to a shit team next year and you finish like 12th or 13th every race, you're nobody.
I know.
You're nowhere. No one's going to pick you up in Moto2. Like, you got Joel Kelso's led every race pretty much in the last 5 races, and he still hasn't got a Moto2 contract. He's been in Moto3 for 4 or 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
So if he gets a ride, I mean, it's still so hard to progress in this category now.
Well, Jacob, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't know where he's going, to be honest.
Yeah, it's so tough. I mean, you almost like, for me, Senna actually hasn't done a bad thing. He's just gone straight to Moto2. I mean, I know he's got the size, but for us Aussies, I think that might be the best way of doing it because it's just so hard to break out of Moto3.
Yeah, it's so hard to tell because Jack Miller was in Moto3 for 2-3 years before he had that breakout year. But Senna raced Moto3 in like the Spanish European title and then did Moto2 in the Spanish European title, won that, and then got his ride and had a wild cards in that.
Yeah, for me, it's just such a hard. I mean, you got these kids that are winning, and they're just so used to this battle of these small little bikes. I mean, it's just so hard, so tough. And I think some of them, like Jacob and Joel, I think they're some of the quickest guys out there. I really do. But in that battle, they're never going to be able to show how quick they are.
No, it's and like I know Joel has gone to M-Love Racing, which is going to be very interesting on a Honda for him. So
yeah,
like we're just going to see where he goes.
Well, M-Love Racing has completely flipped on what they said they were going to do. They were supposed to be bringing in British talent, and now next year they're going to have Joel Kelso and who have they signed? Another not a British rider, but
maybe a Spanish kid.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Obviously, Michael Laverty's gone up. This is the Scotty Ogdens and that's not his Scotty Ogden. The Eddie O'Shea and it's the formula's not working. So I want to win. So and that's happened over the years. How many times that happened? Previous things where they've just gone. I'm sick of just going from race to race and finishing 20th. I want to win. So let's sign the best we can. And I think Joel Kelso, to be honest with you, he's got to be up there with one of the best kids you could bring in because I mean, like there's just so many of these little Spanish kids around. You want something different. At least there's a Union Jack on our flag, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's got something to bloody wave.
Yeah, it's something. It's kind of half palm. But going back to the Spanish fast kids, Rueda, 9th win of the season, is very well deserved for that Moto3 title. And like I can't believe he's won 9 races. That's unbelievable. Yeah, that's so I say unheard of Moto3, but then David Alonso destroyed it last year. But it's just incredible. It really is.
Yeah, it's an amazing season and yeah, I mean, it's
going to be Colin Vy's teammate next year.
Yeah, Moto2. Again, another one for Moto2 to watch out for. I mean, how exciting is that going to be?
But you just can't, like, this is the thing with Moto3 is, yeah, he's going to go to Moto2 and you just can't expect anything.
Who did you say last year? So you said, he'll be champion next year. It was Rueda, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. It was...
Let's say yes. It was.
No, it was the other one. And we're like, Piqueras. We all thought Piqueras was going to dominate the World Championship and he hasn't. He hasn't yet.
He's been up and down, but hasn't been doing anything too great. I think he's going to Moto2 next year.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Interesting.
It's going to be Maximo Quiles' title to lose next year anyway.
Yeah, exactly right.
Formula 1, unless you got anything else on Moto3, big dog.
No, F1, very interesting race. I'll start with not interesting for other reasons other than the actual race, but George Russell, standout winner. I mean, for me, underrated. So underrated this season. He has gone out and had some amazing performances.
Second win of the year?
Second win of the year. Max Verstappen second, Norris third, Piastri fourth, Antonelli fifth, Charles Leclerc sixth, Fernando Alonso seventh, Lewis Hamilton 8th after his penalty. Bierman 9th. And Carlos Sainz in 10th place. Yes, frustrating race to watch last night, James. I'm sure you're in the same category. It's just something... And you know what? For me, we've had 3 different winners in the last 4 races.
I know.
So we keep saying, there's a dominant team, but realistically, there hasn't been in the last 4 races. So, yeah, it's just frustrating. And I don't know why they're doing a sprint race at Singapore next year because they just can't pass on that track. I mean, I think for me, Verstappen was probably 2 or 3 seconds slower a lap at one point, and Lando still couldn't get past him. So...
Yeah, because he had downshifting, up, like gearbox issues.
Yeah,
to say in the
he
Red
seems
Bull.
to always have something going on like that when he's not as fast. He's a bit like blames the car a little bit, but I'm sure there was some niggling issues in there.
Yeah, well,
I mean, he's the best of the best, isn't he? So
he's gonna know
anything tiny that's not going to be right is going to frustrate the heck out of him.
But he's still been known to drive around problems, and like a clear example of that was the Suzuka pole lap.
Yeah.
No one saw
and
that coming.
the front wing in Vegas,
Yeah.
you always talk about.
Yeah.
Kudos to Antonelli as well. He had like severe right hand down steering wheel, which must be so difficult. You're going down the straight and you're like the wheel like this. I don't know if you've ever driven a road car like that, how frustrating it is. And you got to put less input when you go right and more input when you go left.
Up. Good luck doing that. I don't know how you'll do that in the Formula 1
And you got to do it on a fly. I mean,
on a street circuit.
He went and the hardest street circuit, one of the hardest ones. He went through, I think, the formation lap, and they tried to fix it on the grid before the race, and they just couldn't get it back right. And they said, "Well, send it, kid." You know,
Yeah, fuck. Send the kid.
yeah, and for him to get in, and he was, he made one of the 3 overtakes. I think that was for the race.
I know.
Up the inside of Leclerc into the second last corner. So. Yeah, it's
But the car's outgrown Singapore now.
Yeah, I mean, we've got rule changes next year. I think we just got to get through this year. We talk about it each and every week that we've got an Aussie who's first on the championship. But yeah, it's just something missing, isn't it? But it was more evident last night. I mean, yeah, even for us. I mean, I'm sure there was Aussies sitting at home going, Piastri, what are you doing? Like, just
Lots of complaints.
Yeah, lots of complaints, and then obviously not cheering at the end. He pulled out his radio mic when Zach was on the radio saying congratulations, we're Constructors World Championship. Didn't want to bar over. Didn't go see the team after the race in the podium for the photo. Just so unlike him, and it's finally the bubbles burst.
Yeah, but I actually like that. Like, this is what I wanted.
Well, it's what we've wanted.
Yeah, because we want it just to turn the shit.
It's gloves off now. I'm telling you, gloves off
and
now.
it has to be. Like, this is the thing that we're talking about. Now we have to see it translate in the next race.
Yeah.
Because Lando gave him nothing, but it was a fair move. Credit to Lando, it was a fair move. And then he got asked if he wanted to let Oscar pit first, and he said no. Again, fair enough. Like, I'm not a massive Lando fan, but there has to be a point where, and I wanted Oscar to do this first, be the aggressive one to go, fuck you, I'm winning this title.
Yeah. Yeah.
And hopefully that's just kicked it all off.
And it happens every time Piastri gets behind Lando, he just sort of dwindles back 5 or 6 seconds behind him, and there's absolutely no chance of a pass. So I don't know whether that's his strategy, just goes back and sort of protects the tyres. But he was out there for one more lap, didn't get any advantage
because he was talking about that's not like the team thing to do and everything, and which maybe he's obviously been told that
it looks so much worse on his onboard. His onboard was like, wow, these guys come from nowhere and smash into me. If you actually go onto Lando's onboard, he's actually run up the arse of Verstappen and pushed him out further wider, and they made contact tyre to tyre. So it looks so much worse. I think if he had the Lando's vision of it, I think he wouldn't have been. I mean, I'm assuming he still would have been frustrated, but I don't think he would have been as frustrated as he was, because that's the first time we've ever seen Piastri like that.
Well, that's what we want to see. Like, this is the whole thing, but it has to translate down the track. It can't just be piss farting around, letting each other win, or like no more complaints. Let's just go out there and race and see who's best. Yeah.
Because
they've wrapped up the constructors, so they don't care about that now.
Constructors is done. You never want to see 2 teammates collide with each other like we did, but I mean that's
racing. That's what makes it fun.
That's the money for us, isn't it? I said to Danby last night, I said, well, Senna's going to be rolling in his grave. He's great. McLaren team are on the phone and, oh no, we'll talk about this later. Can't let him pass, or we'll review it. Like, fucking hell, just move on with it.
I know.
I mean, Jesus Christ, stop complaining, go and fucking race and go try to win.
I
know. There's worrying about, like, if
it can't be good for your race pace.
If Piastri's just given up and gone, I'm just going to stay 5 seconds later, I'm just going to get to the end. Like, that's just not how you be a world champion either.
none of this is world championship racing.
This is going to be so tainted, this championship.
It already is.
Yeah.
Unless something magical happens and they collide, and like I want to see war of words.
Yeah.
Like it looks like it's getting to that point. Like we've talked about how it has to bubble. There has to be a breaking point.
Well,
hopefully this is it.
Two teammates going for a championship this close. It's never got. No one in the history of Formula One they've ever got along.
Motorsport.
Yeah, never. So the cookie hat race car lamp. The cookie's just got to crumble, doesn't it?
The bubble's gonna burst.
The bubble's gonna burst. So,
and it better burst because it's tainted and I'm over it.
Yeah,
I'm visibly over it. Otherwise, I'll jump on the radio and I'll just start the banter.
True. What do you think in qualifying? Max sort of got a little bit more animated with Lando sort of sitting on the racing line slightly. What was so exciting for me was he came out in the media, said, yeah, noted. So I think if Lando realistically tried anything on that race, if he tried to stick his nose up the inside, it would have been fucking closed like no tomorrow.
That's good, but that's what you want.
Yeah. And it's like, it goes back to I just touched on with Senna. I mean, he put it up the inside and it was either let's crash or I'm coming through, or let's crash or you're not coming through.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And I think, the world champions are like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So
I'm really excited. It is exciting seeing what it's going to be like next year, because I don't want to see more of the same in this McLaren stuff, and I want to see Max being able to do Max things.
yeah, I think you'll find that it's going to be an interesting year next year. We'll wait and see. I think Mercedes will be up there as I've touched on. New regs that they're always very good with their engine regs. So Red Bull with that Ford powertrain, how's that going to go? We'll talk about that later in the year, I suppose. But yeah, interesting things coming out as well. Lindblad seems like he's signed for VCARB, which is a young gun coming through in F2. He's about 7th in the championship at the moment, but he's shown some really, really big signs.
Just staying on that for 1 second, is it more likely in F2 to go to Formula 1 you don't have to be the world champion?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. 100%. Yep. Because there's big differences with cars in F2. Where in like Moto2, for instance, like they're pretty much all the same bike.
Same engine.
Yeah, same engine. So for me, yeah, it's just, you got to show spark, I think.
But 7th, Tom.
Yeah.
What do you mean 7th and you get a Formula 1 drive?
Yeah, he's just part of the Red Bull
Is it more politics?
No, it's not, because he's not bringing money to Red Bull. There's no such thing. I mean, they've got enough of it. But
it's got to be something.
Yeah, he's just shown sparks through the year. He's shown that it's a different category, James. You got reverse grids, you got all sorts of stuff. Like, you got to watch the category to realize that. Like, for instance, Jack Doohan made it to Formula 1 briefly, but he wasn't performing amazingly in F2 either, and he's been pulled out going, this kid's he's got something,
Yeah. Okay.
Hadjar seems like it's done with Red Bull, so you really got those three drivers fighting over that last VCARB seat.
Yep.
So you got Lawson, you got Tsunoda, and then who else? Those two, really. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting going through the end of the year. They've got a young kid called Alex Dunn who was part of the McLaren program.
Oh, yeah.
And he's been pretty much said, for all reports, that I don't want to be part of that program anymore. So has he signed with VCARB, and both of them are out. Who knows? So he was in a practice session, I think, at the start of the year, and was like 7th. So he's got some obviously some pace and some spark, so that's exciting.
What about the brake failure for Hamilton?
Yeah, it was interesting. I've not seen a person have a brake failure and finish a race.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the footage of him in the last lap, but he was sort of just going through all the curves to get through. But for me, seeing the brake pad spark, he had no pad left. I mean, it was wild to me.
Yeah,
so
it doesn't. Yeah,
you don't see that. You really don't see that much. So he got a 5-second penalty for cutting every single corner of the last lap, which is probably fair enough. But yeah, it was bound to happen in that track. I mean, it's so hot, such a long race, 2,000 gear changes or something crazy, 5,000 gear changes for the
weekend
for the race.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and a lot of hard braking, and it's a lot of 90-degree right and left handers. So yeah. Cooling suits were an interesting one. They declared that at the start of the weekend. The temperature was going to be 30 degrees or hotter. So they have to wear these new cooling suits this year, which pumps cold water through their body, as in like they're wearing the suit, which I need for
Malaysia.
For Malaysia.
You want to wear that in bed as well.
But a lot of but the aircon better be fucking good. But a lot of the drivers were saying that, like, what happens if it fails and it's going to send hot water through there?
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't want to.
You'll be cooking.
You don't want to wear it, but they have to wear it. So, they don't have to wear it, but they got to put the ballast on the car if they don't wear it. So if you don't wear it, you still got to put your car up to 105 kilos.
Yeah,
so
makes sense.
Yeah. So that was an interesting. That's the first time it's happened in Formula One that they've regulated that. Didn't really change the result or anything like that for me. I kind of want them to be, absolutely spent by the end of it. So. They still looked pretty cool.
I'm sure it'd still be pretty difficult. And like a street circuit, I guess, brings out even more again. Like the concentration levels around Singapore.
65 degrees in the cockpit, the temperature is. I mean, geez, it's like a sauna. You're racing for 2 hours in a sauna.
Yeah.
And these guys just seriously train, all off season and year for this one race. Like this is the pinnacle. It's like they build the cars around Eau Rouge and Spa, going up through Radion and Eau Rouge. They build the cars through that and they train their bodies for for the heat of Singapore. I mean, that's really the nature of Formula One, isn't it? So, but yeah, it's an exciting Grand Prix. Unfortunately, we're just not getting the passing with this current generation cars. And if that's going to change next year, they're having a sprint race there next year as well, James. So, if we get, it's a big weekend. How big that weekend is for the drivers. You got 3 hours of
it's a lot
3 hours
of
driving in the heat. So, It's just the only difference is next year the sprint race, and I don't know if they're going to change this, but the sprint race will be in the middle of the day because the sprint race is in the morning.
Yeah.
So how is that going to go? In the heat of the day as well. So
the sun's shining down on you.
We'll wait and see. James Shaw, but that's Formula One, my friend.
All right, hot takes. Thank you again for everyone sending them in. It has been, there's been a lot. There's been a lot about Marquez and Rossi paying off Bezzecchi and doing all that. So it's very funny, but we've had a lot come through. So thank you for everyone that sent them in. Tom McLennan, Stoner to fill in for Mark at the Islands. T-Shavs.
Imagine.
We've actually had a few of them.
Is there any regulation? No, they have to name their wildcard riders at the start of the year, surely.
If anyone could do that, it'd be MotoGP, though.
But I suppose help me out here.
Piro?
No, Batista. What's his name?
Bautista?
No, Batista.
Alvaro?
Yeah, Bautista. Yeah. I'm thinking of the WWE wrestler. He filled in.
Dave Batista. Yeah.
In Malaysia and
Phillip Island.
Did they name him at the start of the year? Who knows?
Nah, I don't think so.
Is he
Bull? I think if anyone, it would be Bullaga.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I'd love to see that. And he rattles around Phillip Island as well. So
that Miguel Oliveira signed for BMW World Superbikes, and he's trying to work out his contract because he's been offered a test rider for Aprilia. Wants to do both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's interesting.
Really interesting.
How that plays out.
Is there anyone who does that?
No. That's like our contract nerds right there.
Okay.
How that would work.
2 different manufacturers, 2 different bikes.
Yeah.
Is there a conflict of interest there? Probably not. 2 different categories. So
yeah, I've never seen 2 different manufacturers. Like Marco Simoncelli, which is really cool, raced for Aprilia in 250s and then podiumed or even maybe even won the World Superbike race on Aprilia. Crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
At Sondi_Guthrie, Bagnaia's bike should just be on Fraud Watch, which is very funny.
I think his brain should be on Fraud Watch.
Bagnaia's brain and bike, not his body.
So many Bs.
Too many Bs.
Too many Bs like the 2015 Moto2 Championship.
Yeah. At Frosty.Heat, Rossi will pay Bezzecchi's penalty fine.
Probably.
He's got enough money to do that.
Yeah.
Well, he did send him into Marc Marquez. We all know that. At Nicky D3604.
7.
Will Mark try to come back, or is there nothing else left to win in 2025? He's got one more thing to win.
What's that?
100th Grand Prix.
Oh, he still hasn't done it. You're right. You are right. Yeah, I think Portimao, he'll come back in.
You reckon Portimao?
Yeah, Portimao. Yeah, I think for me, that's it'll make perfect sense in Europe. And yeah, if I was him, I mean, if I'm not coming to Australia, I'm not coming to Malaysia.
No way.
No,
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
It is annoying for us.
It's very annoying, but I just wouldn't do it. He's had so many issues. He nearly never rode a bike again after that incident. I mean, you'd have to have some sort of PTSD from that.
If he does, would you just be like, this guy's crazy?
Well, the thing for me, the telling thing
Go on.
was when he was into getting interviewed, he said, I'm going to listen to the doctor's advice. And I'm sure the doctor's advice, when it happened to Jerez all those years ago, he said, do not get on that bike. And he did. And that was his biggest mistake. And I think he's identified that.
Yeah. And there's nothing to gain.
No.
He's just going to come back stronger in the test or Valencia, whenever it is, and just be fully fit.
Yep.
And away he goes again.
Yeah.
At Sean Cody _ the Bezzecchi move on Mark shows that he'll never be a world champion. Harsh. Mark Marquez has done that move countless times and he's a 9-time world champion.
I don't know about countless times, James. Has he really just run up the arse of someone in the middle of a fucking 250-kilometre corner? I don't think he's done that.
Ran
He's
up
done
the arse of Danny Pedrosa. Danny Pedrosa lost his traction control and then sent himself.
Yeah, but that was a 90-degree left-hander. After his own corner. He named after him. No, different incident. That was, that's so dangerous through there. You just can't pass through there. Two bikes just don't go through there. I mean, it's just either one's running out wide or you just can't do it.
Dumb move, but it doesn't mean he won't be a world champion. Harsh.
Yeah.
Harsh.
Yeah, harsh, but arguably not fair.
At Semmel Grams, British bias towards Lando again, team and commentators.
Oh, yeah, massively. And it just goes back to where I think deep down in McLaren's soul, they want Lando to win this championship.
I think everyone thinks that.
Yeah, and I just, for me, it's, and I think for even Oscar now, he's sort of like he's almost like the step brother or something, or step kid, when, do you really want him around sort of thing?
Yeah.
Stepdaddy. Very harsh, but I think he's their golden boy,
Yeah.
And it's never more evident in the right now because Oscar was this kind, laughable, just ice cold character. Now he's coming and striking back. So
I hope it all blows up. I don't kind of care which way it goes. I just want to see it blow up. At I am Anti-Kawari, who is replacing Chantra? It's Diego Mera, $1.01 at this point.
Yeah,
3-year Honda deal. I don't know why it's taken so long, man.
Why it takes so long? Doesn't make sense to me. Does not make sense.
Because Chantra's signed for World Superbikes. We already know that. Maybe it's like a sponsorship thing. Just trying to iron out some details.
I think that Dorna want Moreira there because Brazil's on the calendar for next year, and they're trying to chase some of that Dorna Cashola. We've spoken about that previously as well.
Yeah. Do you think Idemitsu is going to be sponsoring that team?
I don't see it. No.
That's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah.
I hope they're not.
No, me too. Part of me goes, no, like you were saying, but part of me goes, well, at least it's a step forward if they are still sponsoring the bike. They don't have a half-ass Asian rider on there. At least we're progressing forward through the sport. It'd anger me more if they go, oh, no, we're not having an Asian on there, so we're leaving. So for me, I'd be happy with both.
Okay.
6 in one, half a dozen in the other.
I don't like Idemitsu because it produces shit merchandise.
Yeah.
And it looks shit.
Yeah. And it's a front for a cartel business because I didn't see any Idemitsu when I was in Japan, James Shaw.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
No.
So
money laundering, I reckon.
I hope it's like a cool sponsor, whatever that is. I hope it's a cool sponsor. At Jeremy Moran 7, Acosta deserves a better bike, proper scrap today. He definitely does deserve a better bike. I think they are building the better bike around him. And as we said earlier in the podcast, Tom Shavulak, is that MotoGP need him to be fast on the KTM and not on a Ducati.
Yep. We've actually just cracked that code tonight.
Yeah.
We don't want him to go. We want him to stay at KTM.
Yeah.
Because it's better for the sport.
And my brain's at like 50% because of daylight savings. I'm being rattled.
Yeah, that hour really cooks you.
It does.
You're like Bagnaia. Everything, conditions have to be perfect to win.
Yeah. Yeah. When it comes to my brain, it does. It actually needs like extra help. At Caleb Russell. Now reflecting on this race, I wish it didn't happen. Probably the worst race of the season. And you know what I like about that? He says now reflecting.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. It could be the absolute worst result for factory Ducati.
Yeah.
Because one of their riders broke their collarbone. The other rider pretty much just fell off the bike. But the only shining light is for them is Aldeguer's won that race.
Who was the rider that you always used to make fun of? For just Juan Me.
Yeah.
You got actually told off by HRC. For those
HRC media manager cracked the shits at me at Thailand. But for me, he was low siding for fun. He was around that corner going, he went like this. If anyone can see, just let it go. He dead set did half those races. I could not believe it.
And Banyai's done the same.
Dude, no one crashed on that last corner in the whole weekend.
That front kind of went and he just lecked.
Yeah, no try. He didn't try at all. And then he does the fake, Giuseppe, you fell over. Like, he did the fake one of these just to like going, I've just given up. But that was just for the media, wasn't it? Realistically.
I guess so. At Nidzon. How come only Grassini riders manage to extract maximum from Ducati? Is it Frankie? As in Frankie Carcetti.
Well, yeah. I mean,
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's a great point. I mean,
because it is only them too. Like VR46 are on Fraud Watch.
yeah. Well, they're lucky to escape that this week. That's very lucky.
Yeah.
We're probably putting them as a late inclusion into that. But yeah, for me, it's they're always a team. I mean, the last however seasons they've had a race win, haven't they? It's really the best independent team that we've had consistently over the last few years. I mean, obviously Pramac have been pretty good last year. So
well, you called VR46 to be fast, very fast this year. And they started off quick.
Yeah, that was my that was going to be their turning point was this year, and they've just gone into and it doesn't make sense. I mean, they can't develop the bike realistically.
Yeah,
like they're getting
one bike.
Yeah, they get given the bikes. They get parts, but how much can they actually change the bike? Not a lot. Setup maybe.
And they're two very experienced riders. You got Digi on a GP25. And you got Morbidelli, who's got a lot of experience. And then the other side of it, you've got Alex Marquez at the start of this year was hot and cold, wasn't really going to be a top 5 contender. And Fermin Aldeguer, who no one knew where he was going to be because he got signed 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But they're the ones producing results. And maybe it is Frankie Carcetti that's helping. You know, it's a great call. At yard_guitars, the gravel trap is on Fraud Watch. 100% agree.
Yeah, I don't know what you do there. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's a tough one.
It was a fast fucking crash. I mean, where do you...
Shouldn't be crashing there,
He's
though.
lucky, bro. Marquez is lucky.
That's a sport, though. He is lucky.
Yeah, but he's fucking lucky. That bike was so close.
Lucky and
his ankle got caught up in the bike as well. What could that... Like, that bike could wrap around your ankle and go fucking anywhere.
Lucky and unlucky. And, like, the suit he's wearing is an Alpine Star suit you can't buy. It's, like, one of 4. There's only, like, 4 riders that get that suit. Your boy Chris_Seps.
Hey.
Indonesia track for great racing. 4th gear turn overtaking makes for awesome racing. So he loves the track. So that's what I mean. Like, we've got a whole lot of hot takes where it's either.
But where? So he's saying 4th gear overtaking. Where were they overtaking in 4th gear?
Oh, Bezzecchi did it, bro. Did it for
the
about
bike
split seconds.
The bike actually did pass. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Sepsi's scraping the bottom of the barrel, depressed about Bagnaia, I reckon.
More tequila shots for us at MotoGP this year, Sepsi. Expect it.
Yeah, get the savings account going, Sepsi. Get it going. Put a couple of dollars away for us. $300.
$350 now.
Yeah, it's right. 400 down the island.
Anyway, next.
Move on.
Braden_Hardcastle. Pecco running slower times than Moto2. Embarrassing. Very embarrassing. It's just not a good look, really. It's really not a good look. And that's it.
Wow, that ended quite abruptly.
Yeah.
There you go. Well,
guys, the rest of the hot takes are for
Patreon. All right, thanks, Jimmy Boy. That was great. Really enjoyed that. Episode 140. It's been quite a ride. And guys, as I said, we're going to have a bit of a pre-race show next week, and then we're off a couple of weeks away. So the content is going to be the best of the year. So get excited, follow, subscribe. Patreon, fucking everything.
Yeah,
please.
keep an eye on our Patreon because it will be getting released next episode, which we're about to film right now. Will be released very soon. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We'll see you next week.
Much. See ya.
Bye.